Welcome back to 1023 Culture, and we're exploring, you can see D-Day VR Museum. This is Memorial Day weekend. It also happens to be my birthday, which as birthday present to me, go ahead and make sure you subscribe. Like and share this video, show people what can be done in virtual reality. I've been on a big virtual reality and educational purposes kick lately, done several videos, and this one is because it's Memorial Day weekend. I wanted to do something kind of representing the soldiers that we lost to preserve our freedoms here in the United States. Most, if not all, of my viewership is in the United States, so we can all go through with this. Other countries, you have your pride in your country, and you should. I'm in the United States. Most of my viewership is based in the United States, so we're going to focus on this today. And we have this thing called Memorial Day. This weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. It's on Monday's Memorial Day. It's always a Monday, and we do this just to honor those who died keeping our freedoms. So, interesting thing about this, first off, this is a demo, okay? And the reason I'm doing the demo is because it's $20 for the big one, which sounds okay. It's not that expensive, but I mean, I put as much into my channel as I get paid for my channel, so that's zero, So I do have a few things that I pay for. So we can see just here in Steam, we can go ahead and you can buy D-Day if you like what's happening here. And if I like, I've never actually gotten into it, so if I like it, maybe I will buy it because I do like World War II history, World War I history, looking at the technology and the attitudes and the changes in people that have happened over the decades. I mean, we're just a different people now, and we don't have the guts and gumption that we had in the 1940s, and I think it's a sad thing. But this is something honoring that. So you can see this is a single player. This is not a group thing. It would be nice if it was. It is VR only. This is actually really neat, and they show there's several languages this is under. And I wanted to kind of point out here that this is the developers Lichtblau IT. Okay, so Lichtblau is in Germany. These people are actually in another town, but it is actually the developer's last name is David Lichtblau, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that badly. So they do have some things going on. If you want to, you can take a look at that. We're going to hit the update history just because sometimes they show things. This is not a particularly old game as far as this is concerned. This was the release for the early access, which we're doing, was November 2024. So it's not particularly old, and it's just really cool. So they did have a Sword Beach update, which is part of the whole buy, the $20. But yeah, having it available in 7 languages is really neat, with subtitles in all of them, full audio in English and German. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'll cut out all the garbage involved in that. So be right back. Okay, so we are back. We're pretty much here. These are, you can see, choices. Obviously, these ones with the lines through them are likely ones you get with the purchase. We're just going to be looking at Omaha Beach today. And then, so we're going to take a look at options here. This has a smooth motion. That's neat. And I'm using Quest 3, so I'm going to be looking at that for the different things. There's a teleport, there's an activate button, grab button is fine. Main menu and movement. Okay, rotate. Yep, okay, that's a pretty small degree of rotate. And then if you're running a Vive, an HTC Vive, there's your controllers for that. So we're going to go look at options, though. And the reason you just stand on the plate, it's supposed to. Okay, so it's not doing it. There. Bam! Okay. It says stand on the plate. And push the activate button. Okay. So, there we go. That's the A button. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn the music down to 0, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I've been getting hit with a lot of with a lot of copyright strikes, which I don't make anything off my channel today, and so it doesn't bother me when I post it. But I mean, if I do get to the point of making a little bit of money off of it, I'd rather not be handing that to somebody else. Not getting intellectual property is a very important thing to me. I don't want to get hit with a copyright claim. They deserve it if they're true. But there's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of garbage ones here of the different ones. So we're going to take this vignette. We're going to get rid of that completely. So voice subtitles, video subtitles, we'll have them on. Nazi symbols are on, so you can actually change. Okay, that's actually, I suppose, for some sensibilities, but let's face it, it was World War II. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a little bothered that it's like, I can whitewash my history. Really? I don't know. That bothers me a little bit, but that's okay. I guess some people need it. Okay, so, and we are in English. Good. And so we'll just go ahead and save that and move back out. I think it is kind of neat that they have it as an option. Just kind of looking at some of the things here. There's a landing boat. Whew. I would have hated to have been on those things. So, all right. Normandy's coastline is famous for its chalky white cliffs, like those found at Etretat. I don't know. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. But again, it is Memorial Day weekend, so that's why we're doing this. This is kind of furthering our educational opportunities in VR. Virtual reality is a really unique place to do it because you can get so immersed. This is museum type thing. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to kind of check things out, let things fully load up here. Again, this is from November of 2024. This is on Steam, and they have just look at that! Isn't that neat? Okay, so landing craft, vehicle personnel. Okay, you have a controller like that. Okay, all right, and bam. Okay, so let's.
The LCVP, Landing Craft Vehicle Personnel, commonly known as the Higgins boat, was a crucial element of the Allied invasion of Normandy. The LCVP was designed by Andrew Higgins, an American industrialist, and measured approximately 15 meters in length and 3 meters in width. It had a flat-bottom design, allowing it to land directly on beaches. Yeah. It could transport up to 36 fully equipped infantrymen or a medium-sized vehicle, such as a Jeep or a small tank. The ramp at the front facilitated rapid deployment of troops and equipment. It was made of metal, while the rest of the boat was constructed from wood. The LCVP, with its unique design, adaptability, and capacity to withstand challenging conditions, played a pivotal role in the success of the D-Day invasion.
We had a National Guard there. It wasn't very big, obviously. It was a small town. Obviously, several people come from several towns away to do their duty there, do their training, etc., etc. But they had one of these out in front, and when I was there, the top was open, so you could actually get in this thing. That didn't last, but let's go ahead and hop on here, and we're going to take a look at that. And here we go.
This M4A4 Sherman tank is a replica of the knocked-out original in Mulhouse,
so it goes and starts. That's nice that it
France.
Starts, and you can walk around.
It belonged to the 2nd RCA,
unit here,
1st French Armored Division, and was inaugurated in 2001, 57 years after the liberation of Alsace.
So I want to see if... can we get on this thing? Nope. That would be cool if we could. All right, so we can't. That's okay. Here we can see how big this really was. This was a huge beach head. Okay. Let's draw. So I'm going to check some of this stuff out just because. And this is just a museum. This is free for you to come look at. Again, it's a demo. But the demo seems pretty complete. We can take a look at some of the different things here. So Let's hear. Widerstandsnest. I'm sure that's actually the English translation. 73. 73 was equipped with a PEC 9730 7.75 5 centimeter. How big is that? 5 centimeter. That's a pretty good size round. Anti-tank gun. So that's crazy. That was sitting there firing at you. You think about that. That while you were coming, I mean, they took it out. You can see they took it out. That's just how it's like crazy. We're gonna go on here and just kind of check.
The strong point WN-73 is situated on the western end of Omaha Beach, overlooking the Bluff and Dog Green sector.
Okay.
It is one of the 4 defensive points in the village of Vierville-sur-Mer and comprises an abandoned house that was vacated by the locals when the Germans established their presence.
Wow.
The Americans referred
That's
to it
cool,
as the fortified house, while the Normans knew it as the Maison Gambier.
Really well
WN-73 was equipped with a casemate for one pack 7.5 centimeters anti-tank gun, which was aimed down the beach and concealed from the sea. The tow bricks on top housed 8 centimeters mortars and several machine guns.
So this is
the fortified position was surrounded by mines and barbed wire and connected by trenches.
Grandparents and great
it was captured by the Rangers on June 6, 1944, in a daring assault that resulted in significant casualties.
A family member, grandparents, a great grandparent who served and was on this beach and told you any stories about this? Because this is. My grandfather was in the Navy, and he was a cook on the ship. So he was on the ship, and he was on a battleship. And of course, everybody on a battleship is trained during times of actual battle. During a battle, he wasn't sitting there cooking dinner, right? So.
The events that unfolded at Omaha Beach were filled with bravery, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of victory. The assault primarily involved American forces. Let us delve into the chronology of this historic day.
So,
6 a.m.
I encourage you to
naval
come
bombardments
here
of the Omaha Beach sector began.
Oh, did you see that? Neat. That was neat. The rockets coming over. And they went all the way up and down too. Rockets coming from the battleships, and that's I'm so impressed with things like this. We see the German equipment here, and let's see here. What does that do? I mean, it highlights it. Do you do anything with it?
The steel hand grenade M24 was a German stick grenade design introduced in 1924. It featured a long wooden handle and cylindrical warhead, with a pull cord running through the handle to detonate the explosive after 4.5 seconds.
You grab here, you
Variants
pull
of the
on it, and then you
M24
throw
included a winter model, a smoke grenade version, and an exercise model. The M24 could also be used in improvised bundle charge and Bangalore torpedo.
Everything that happened in here, that's so cool. Let's take a look over here. And these guys, a lot of people died in the process of storming this beach. A lot of people, they would come up and they would just taken out by these different spots, like this WN-65 and 64. These are the guns and the howitzers. We can call them howitzers. It's a generic thing. So and these, because you have that valley there, so draw people in. It's an E1 draw, they call it, and then the D3 draw. So it's so cool the way they did a great job with this, obviously. So this is Lickblau. So they were, and the soldiers. You look at a lot of these guys, they're 18, 19, 20, maybe up to 25. Some of the older guys would have been like 25 and they're told they were going to be doing this. And they weren't given a whole lot of choice. What is this? WN-60, is what that does. It's got a camera on it. So, we're coming in. Awesome.
This is the view from WN-60, the easternmost German strongpoint, provided a commanding perspective of the entire Omaha Beach.
Wow.
From this fortified position, German forces were able to observe the massive Allied invasion forces as they stormed the shores during the D-Day landings.
Planes coming in. Those would have been German planes, I believe. I'm just guessing. Can you imagine standing here and watching, the combined Allied forces coming in like that and storming this beach, because there was a huge misdirection involved in this. They were actually convinced the Germans, the Axis forces, that we were coming into a different location in order to ease the amount of attention paid to this location. I'm not a big history knowledge person. I do enjoy history though, and I think some of the things like when they say they say well, if you want to take away the swastika in this, and there's not much. I mean, there's only one image there that I saw so far. I think that's doing a disservice, because there was a reason, and today we've watered down the whole thing, because now everybody that's against you is one of them. I have to be kind of careful saying it. I mean, if I probably won't get dinged for it by the algorithm, because, I'm so it's such a small channel. But cool. And here's ours. Here's our weapons. That's awesome. M1A1 Thompson. Oh, look at that, man. The M1 Garand. There's the M1 Garand. Springfield. M1A1 Carbine, Thompson, yeah. U.S. equipment, that's a K-bar.
During World War II, the U.S. military identified the need for a more practical combat knife that could serve as both a fighting and utility tool. This led to the development of the 1219C2 combat knife, which was adopted by the U.S. Marine Corps in 1942 and later designated the USMC Mark II.
And we're going to check out that video here in a little bit, just because I want to kind of get through here. Wow. All right. So your heavy equipment is coming in, and you're in the tank or something, and this is right here. This is what you're facing to come into. Look at that. And that's stopped. Wow. That's in the water too. So the boats are coming at it. They have to weave around that. That's insane.
This photo, taken at low tide on the invasion coast at Grand Camp Les Bains, shows German Teller mines affixed to posts and planted several hundred feet from the beach. At high tide, these mines are covered with water and cause considerable damage to landing craft.
That is terrifying.
The photo was taken on June 17, 1944.
Jeez.
German military installations at a Normandy Beach.
I don't know about
July
you guys,
1944.
to me, this is just insane seeing this in this way. The things that our people went through. Okay, so here we are, German forces. Okay, so there's a second place where it's at. So okay, whatever.
Field Marshal Erwin Rommel with officers on inspection of wooden barriers on the beach in April 1944.
There's Rommel.
The Cuba wagon was a light military vehicle designed by Volkswagen and used by the German military during World War II.
Remember that
the name
connection
Cuba
there.
wagon comes from the German word Kubel, which translates to bucket or pail, and refers to the vehicle's open-top design.
Oh, that looks like a very comfortable
Volkswagen
vehicle,
Beetle,
right?
and it was designed to be a versatile vehicle that could be used for a variety of purposes, such as reconnaissance, transportation of personnel and equipment, and as an ambulance. It was rugged and reliable, and its rear-wheel drive and air-cooled engine
wasn't much to it.
The Granatwerfer 34, or GRW 34, was an 8 cm caliber mortar used by the Germans. It was known for its portability, effective range of 2,400 meters,
That's
or 1.5 miles,
pretty good.
and ability to fire various types of mortar shells.
Ish.
The mortar was operated by a
Imagine
crew
those
of
things
2
flying
to 3
at you,
soldiers
storming
and
the
weighed
beach.
approximately
That's
58 kilograms,
Man.
or
Like
128
I said,
pounds.
they were, by the time you were doing something like this, they were made of different, firmer stuff. Yeah, we have our people and everything, but
It was the early morning of June 6, 1944.
definitely stronger.
The fate
than
of the
you and
world
I
hung in
as
the
a
balance
general
as an armada
rule.
of ships made its way across the treacherous waters of the English Channel.
This is just crazy.
Their
Look at that.
destination,
Yeah.
the shores of Normandy, France.
So
As the ships approached the Normandy coast, the thunderous roar of artillery.
So this is one of the big reasons why we have Memorial Days is because of this, and this is and it is so crazy to see. I thought it highlighted at one point in time. There we go.
The M1 Garand was the standard battle rifle used by American forces during World War II and the Korean War.
And
Designed by
was
John
quite
Garand,
the piece of
it was
tech.
the first semi-automatic rifle to be widely adopted as the primary infantry
so the
weapon
fact that
by
I
the
can move
U.S.
this around
military.
like this is just really
General
cool.
Patton praised it as the greatest battle implement ever devised.
So, being able to do it, and I have to remember that you're not seeing as much as just because of the aspect ratio I do. But no, it's just so. I'm so impressed with this. I would say that if you were going to come in here, I would definitely get the $20 one. I'm probably going to get it. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably going to get it because first off, $20 ain't that much, and was so much that was blocked off right now because I'm in the demo. So, and then boom, Utah Beach. Okay, Normandy Beach, Utah Beach was another one. I'm pretty sure if I hit this, it's just going to tell me to. It's not going to do it because I have to pay for it. But it's $20. This is worth $20 in my head. The fact that I can come here and just look at all this. I could spend hours just on this one, looking at everything and checking it out and comparing it. Wow. And so anyway, I know. You're weird, aren't you? Yeah, I am, and that's okay. So please be sure to check this one out. If you're a history buff, or if you have a student that or has a project or something like that. The demo is worth that. The $20 aspect is cheap. You get all these different museums, and this one blew me away right here. This just blew me away.
The Tellermine 42 was a German anti-tank blast mine.
Just crazy.
It represented an advancement over the previous Tellermine 35 design, featuring.
So I'm so impressed with this. They did such a good job. Located out of Germany, Germany has a hate relationship with this section of their history when it comes to their government. They have laws about this that are just really strict. They're like, we're not going to let this happen again. And I could probably respect that to a certain extent. And so, the fact that this person from Germany did this is actually really cool. Look at all that. Look at all this. Unexploded ordnances. Jeez. And Signal Corps, U.S. Army. Yeah, my brother-in-law, who has since passed from cancer, was in the Signal Corps. Not in obviously this time period of time. We're not that old, but you just look at these. That is a young face right there. Okay, looks like probably a little bit older, but we're not talking about somebody who's in this. Really experienced in life, but he has a lifetime of experience under his belt for just the past 6 months of his life. And these guys there's a new one. There's a younger guy right there. He's got a couple of stripes. He's been around a minute, that young guy right there. He's got a couple of stripes. I initially took him as one of the young guys probably in shock and everything, but he might be in shock anyway. Look at that. I mean, pulling a tank off of a ship. They had to kind of I'm just guessing. They had to half beach the boats to get close enough to do that. And remember, we had that on the other side of this wall. There's that section with all the mines. So, holy cow! You think about that. That's crazy. And all these guys afterwards, it's like, okay, I can sit down and rest, sleep. I'm done. Stick a fork in me, buddy. Oh man. You do what you're told when you're in the military. I've been in the military. You do what you're told. This is still a lot to take in. Anyway, be sure to like, share, subscribe. There's more stuff coming. This was for just kind of my Memorial Day weekend concept here that I wanted to share with you. Something out there, and I was glad I found this on Steam. It's only $20 for the full thing. And like I said, the demo was worth it for me. Holy cow! I didn't know I never know what to expect when I come into these things. But again, this is a single player, so it's just you sit here and you check it out. And you can go through it alone and everything. I wonder if the demo if there's some sort of a class option. Maybe they'll expand it. This is only since November it was released. The demo was released in November. So still further development that can happen. This is really polished, really well done. And pretty easy to work with, to use. With good information. 75 millimeter gun. Whew, that's a big round coming at you at high speed. 452 liters per 100 kilometers. That's a lot of fuel. But look at all look, where's the weights? 31.6 tons. Being, I don't know if that's metric tons or if everything else is in metric. So, be able the length, width, height. The consumption, fuel consumption. So I would have to assume that's 31.6 metric tons. Which of course reads differently than your average tonnage, but not by a whole lot different, comparatively. I mean, by the time you get up to that point, we're looking at different things. But this is a scanned. I can tell this is a scanned 3D image. They found one and they actually scanned it, and that's cool. You can tell it was scanned. It was scanned in by somebody's laser scanner, painted. You can see some of the aspects here. Show it. You look inside there. Things behind things don't get scanned very well, so you can see that. So I think that's cool if they use an actual tank. Oh man, yeah. I wonder what happened here. There's a whole story behind that one right there. So a crew of 5, can you imagine rattling around in that thing? Oh man, I mean, you feel protected, but some of those other guns can do some serious damage. Take you out, and then you're stuck in there. We've seen things with the Ukraine war, Russia-Ukraine war. We've seen where they drop, they'll actually drop things from drones into the top of the tank, and boom, you don't want to be in there then. So. This is crazy. And look at the damage to this thing. Look at that right there. That's from an anti-tank round. I mean, it hit. Fortunately for these guys, really, it's heavily armored. It's hitting the armored area. But that's from rounds trying to take it. Can you imagine being in there when that happened? What'd that sound like? But like I said, I turned the music off for a reason, because I get copyright claims on that, and so. But this was going longer because I guess I'm geeking out a little bit more. Be sure to check it out. It is D-Day. If you look at it here, it is D-Day VR Museum. Be sure to check it out if you have an interest in this at all, and support these guys. And like I said, $20 for this, for so much more. All of these different museums that's out there. That's worth it to me. That is huge, and they did such a great job. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for seeing me. And hey, 1023 out. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time.